Hey guys, I'm Charla. I'm going to be your nature guide today for hiking along the Bruce Trail. We are here in the Bruce Peninsula. My co-guide Jess is actually just taking a professional phone call right now. She does apologize, bad timing, but she'll be back in just a moment, and we wanted to get started so we could get out, but she's going to introduce herself to you guys when we get back. We are here to just answer any questions and any concerns that you guys might have at this time. We're really familiar with the area. We've hiked this lots of times, so if you have any concerns at all, just feel free to approach us and we'll try our best to help you out. So I'm going to be coming around to all of you shortly individually to just do a quick gear check, make sure that you have all of your 10 essentials, and just check in with you one-on-one. But before we do that, if I could have everyone's eyes on me, really be paying attention. This is crucial information, super important. It's about safety, and it's about just important information that we should all know before we head out so that we can keep ourselves safe and each other safe. So right now we're in the parking lot here at Crane Lake, and we're headed to the beautiful backcountry campsite at High Jump for the night. I'm so excited. I love this campsite. This section of the trail is part of the Bruce Trail, and that starts in Niagara Escarpment area and it goes all the way to Tobermory. If there's anyone here who's done any other parts of the Bruce Trail, I would really love to hear about them. I love stories of trails of hiking that trail. I absolutely love that trail, so let me know. So the trail from Crane Lake to High Jump is absolutely stunning, and it's so beautiful you won't even believe we're in Ontario anymore. There's these bright crystal blue waters with limestone bottom. It's so beautiful, and like crashing waves, cobblestone beaches. Oh, I'm so excited. It honestly reminds me of the Caribbean. And speaking of vacationing and taking it easy, the terrain that we're going to be going is we're going to be covering it like nothing. It's so manageable. Distance is pretty tame. It's going to be a breeze for you guys. I'm not worried at all. It's about an 8K hike, and we're going to be taking probably around 3.5 hours to do this at a normal leisurely pace. And we're going to be stopping along the trail for lunch at about noon, so we should arrive at our campsite approximately around 2 p.m. We're pretty likely to be seeing some wildlife along the way, so I have allotted some time to stop and check out the cool frogs and the snakes and any birds that we might see. I've got my binoculars ready and I'm pretty excited. For most of the trail, we are actually going to be hiking on a rocky kind of dirt path. It's pretty well kept, and it's just through the forest. So the terrain's pretty flat. There's only a few inclines and declines, some scattered rocks and some roots, but you just kind of have to be aware of where you're stepping. That's, as always, when you're hiking. Make sure that you're just taking careful steps. And looking around at you guys, it does look like you're fairly well packed. You don't have any danglies hanging off of your packs, which is awesome. That your packs look like they fit pretty well, and they look pretty distributed with weight, so really they look good to me, but I will be checking in on them when I come around to you individually. But the well-distributed weight in your packs will really help with your balance when you're hiking. And especially at the end of the trail, we're gonna be facing our most difficult part of the terrain so far. It's really nothing to be worried about. It's just a decline. We have to get down into the area that our campsite is, which is water level. So we need to decline down the hill, climb down the hill, which is a little bit kind of muddy at times and rocky. So we're just going to take it slow. It can be difficult with packs, but again, our packs aren't super heavy this time. I'm not too worried about it. There's even a rope. It's a really secure rope that you can hang on to help your descent. Really not too bad at all, but we're just going to take it nice and slow. And especially you guys are really experienced hikers and you're fit, so really not too worried at all. All the requirements we went over on Monday when you guys all came for the information session. Thank you for coming to that, and thank you for filling out the medical forms and signing the waivers during that session. This does allow us to care for you to our best extent, and it gives you all some insight into the inherent risks that do come along with backcountry camping and hiking. Just as a reminder, we're not going to be bringing any drugs or alcohol with us on this trip. I can assure you that it's going to be a great time anyway, but if you do have any of those with you, please leave them in your car. If you did miss out on filling out any information in the medical form, please come to me after and let me know. It's very important that we do know all of that information. But as of right now, it looks like that we don't have to worry about any allergies or any past medical serious injuries. So that's awesome, guys. Jess and I are going to make sure that we are always taking the most direct, safe path along this trail, okay? So we're not going to go off trail at any point. And we do request and we respect that you will do that as well. We're responsible for our own safety, right? So as much as we are aware of you guys, we need you guys to also be taking that into account. So if any injuries and accidents do occur, don't worry, I am a trained wilderness first responder and I have my Bronze Cross, and Jess here she's got her wilderness first aid, so really we are well equipped and you should feel assured that we can perform any necessary first aid. So don't worry about that. But if there is any more necessary urgent care needed, I'm going to be immediately in touch using my sat phone. I'm always going to have my sat phone on me, and we can just prepare for an evacuation. Some other things that both Jess and I are always going to have on us are some maps, some compasses, and you guys will have your compasses and maps as well. I'm going to have my GPS, Jess is going to have hers. It's really unlikely we're going to get lost at any point on this trip just because we know the area so well. But if that does happen, we will use the sat phone to make our call to the outside contacts and get ready for an evacuation. And we do have the evac routes planned and mapped out in advance, so no worries about that at all. If you do find yourself though somehow separated from the group, as always, just stay where you are. We will come and find you, don't worry. Just if you stay where you are, it's a lot easier for us. And like I mentioned back before, we are probably going to be seeing some wildlife on this trip, so I'm pretty excited. The way we can ensure that we see them is by being respectful and quiet as we're hiking. That means we're not like yelling back and forth to our friends at the end of the line. By doing this, we have a better chance of seeing the wildlife and also maybe seeing some bigger wildlife. Normally, wildlife isn't too keen on approaching humans, but there are some actually in this area that we need to be aware of. We need to be aware of the Mississauga rattlesnake. It's present here. It's usually, I've seen it most commonly on the sides of the trails here, but if you do hear a rattling noise, which I'm sure you guys can all imagine, you just need to give it some space. That's all he's asking. He's going, hey man, back off. So all you have to do is just take a step back and leave him alone. If you do want to know what they look like in advance though, just to make sure, I do have some photos available. You can come and see me after, and I'll make sure that you're ready to hit the trail and feeling confident and prepared. So another animal we need to be aware of in this area are black bears. Black bears are not out to eat you. They are not trying to eat you, but they are trying to eat our food. They're attracted to the smell of our food, so in order to resolve that, we can try to not leave any messes out, no food left around the campsite overnight. We're always hanging up our food. Don't eat in your tents. This is also just going to discourage some raccoons from coming, which is good. We don't really want raccoons in our area, but if we do encounter a black bear, just please don't scream and don't run. I know it's really hard because it's so counterintuitive to not react like that when you're scared, but what that does is trigger a instinct in the bear. It relates us to their prey, because when they're hunting, they're screaming and they're running as fast as they can, right? So we don't want that to happen. What you have to do is just put your arms up, give him space. So back away slowly, make yourself as big as possible, and just really be loud if he doesn't back off. So I don't mean to scare you, I just want you guys to be educated and know what to do in that situation if you're faced with it. When we arrive at our campsite, guys, we're actually going to be very close. We're going to be very close to the water. So our platforms, there's nice platforms for our tents to go on. It has a beautiful view of Georgian Bay. As soon as you walk out of the tree line, you're just open water. It's beautiful. But as beautiful as it is, I can personally test the water is so cold. It's always cold throughout the year, but especially at this time of year when the sun hasn't been at it yet, we're just going to be really careful around the water's edge, especially because the rocks are flat, and once they get wet with the waves, they can be very slippery. So just be really careful with where you're stepping, and we don't want any accidental swims. But like I said, I'm Bronze Cross certified, so I will be in there. I'll be getting you out as soon as possible, and we'll get you into some dry extra clothing that you've packed. I did check the weather once more before coming here this morning, and as you can see, maybe the rain has started, so it does look like we're gonna get some more of that tonight, unfortunately, but that's okay. It'll still be a great day, I'm sure. And it looks like you guys have all got your light jackets with you, which is great. Hopefully you have your rain jackets. We'll make sure we have those on before we get going. But I'm gonna make sure before we head out that you all also have your flies with you for your tents, just so we don't wake up in puddles the next morning, right? From what I can see, it looks like you've dressed in layers, which is awesome. That was recommended at the information center, or information session. But if you forgot your 2 liters of water, which was recommended at the session, I do have Nalgene's in my car. Please let me know beforehand so that I can give those and lend those out to you. I really don't mind. I just would really like to make sure that everyone has enough water and they don't have to be worried about that while we're hiking. We're going to be taking frequent water breaks and making sure that everyone's staying hydrated and happy, and just during those breaks you can delayer or take a snack break or honestly anything. Just we will be caring very well for you and taking frequent breaks, so don't worry about that. And from what I can see, guys, all of your footwear looks really perfect for this terrain. You've got your well broken in hiking boots on, and that'll be totally fine for this hike. If you do develop any hot spots though, please let me know. I really don't mind stopping for that. We can put some moleskin on. I've got some in my first aid kit, and that'll just prevent any further pain. Nothing worse, nothing worse. So speaking of stopping on the trail, the way we're gonna stop is I'm gonna be up front, Jess is gonna be sweeping in the back, and if you let me know you need to stop, whether if you see some cool wildlife, for sure let me know. But if you need to grab a snack, hydrate, reapply sunscreen, really anything, take off layers, put on layers, whatever it is, just let me know. I'm gonna raise my hand, and then the people behind me are also gonna raise their hands, and so on and so forth to the back of the line, so that the people at the back know that they're stopping, and that way we don't have to yell back and forth to each other either, which is something I'm really passionate about. I really don't like disturbing the wildlife around us, and being respectful to the people who maybe also are out enjoying the trail, right? So we're going to be stopping for lunch at about noon, like I said before, and you guys don't have to worry about preparing a lunch. That's going to be up to me and Jess, like we discussed at the meeting. We're also going to be preparing your dinner tonight and your breakfast tomorrow. I'm trusting that you guys all brought enough snacks though, that you can stay nice and happy and fed until lunch, which is going to be at noon, okay? So we're going to be eating later at our campsite. We're going to be eating dinner then. So I'm going to be coming around shortly. I think I see you guys have your packs out, and you can actually put your packs down at this point, guys. And I'm going to come around and we're just going to make sure that all your equipment is working before we head out. I really would like everything to run smoothly as possible, so I'm going to be doing the same. I'm going to be checking my GPS, my sat phone, compass, everything, just making sure that everything is fully charged and you have enough batteries so that we can get out there and not have to worry about that. After the gear check, guys, we're just going to be heading out. So now's the time to get anything that you have forgotten from your car, maybe lock your car, go run to the bathroom. I'm going to start coming around for gear checks, and oh, and I think I see Jess coming right now. So here she comes. You guys will get to meet her in just a sec, and if you have any concerns or anything, just feel free to ask either one of us. But once we are good to go, we're gonna hit the trail, start having some fun. Once again, my name's Charla, and here comes Jess now. Thanks for listening, guys. Let's get at it.